making faces. Making faces because apparently I just make faces.
Sure.
Sure. I am very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad it got postponed by a tornado, but
I mean, couldn't
there's
really.
only so many things
Yeah.
they can control.
Tornadoes are not one of them.
No, I mean I've tried. It doesn't work.
No.
It does not. There we go. No, there's gotta. I blurred.
No.
It's the apocalypse, baby.
What?
Roll with it.
Yeah. Wasn't expecting that now, was ya?
And we wait to see if anybody actually shows up for an off night after having not streamed in like almost a week.
Yeah. I mean, I think people will show up.
I would hope so. I almost got killed by a tornado. Show some fucking oh, hey, fish.
That no, is it? I can't tell if that's Vin Diesel or Dwayne Johnson. There's a GIF. I think it's Vin Diesel. It's Vin Diesel. It's not nearly as entertaining.
Oh.
But yeah, I added to your announcement.
Oh.
I was just hoping it was Dwayne the Rock Hard Johnson.
No, that is him.
Are you sure? The nose looks a little too big.
Look at the tattoo on his chest.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Either that or it's some weird fusion deepfake horror of the two of them. No, I think, isn't that from Baywatch, maybe? Some game involving ringing a bell in Baywatch?
Maybe. Yeah, I think you're right. You're right. It's just his nose when it's flared like that. I was like, I can't tell if that's Vin Diesel's nose and it's an upshot, so I don't know who it is. Because I mean, Vin Diesel is not nearly as tall as Dwayne Johnson is.
No. That is Dwayne Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. And when they do an up angle, I can't honestly and if they're just making contorted faces and they bulk up like that, I'm like, I can't tell.
And also, to be fair, the tattoos are kind of hard to see with him flexing and the lighting. Like, it took me a minute to notice the one on his chest, which is pretty prominent.
Yeah, I bet you.
Yeah, Vin doesn't have tattoos.
It was very painful to get those tattoos. Well, no, just, I mean, because usually you want to go for fatty spots. Well, when your fat percentage
I don't think that man has any fat on him.
Yeah, he's got to have a little. There's a little. Stuff has to cushion your organs. He has a healthy amount. He def has under
not on his arms or chest.
Yeah, no. But no, I love Dwayne. We talked about this the other night.
Yeah.
I love Dwayne Johnson. He is a gift. A gift this world does not deserve. He's so he is the epitome of what it means to be extremely masculine but comfortable in your own sexuality. I have seen that man put on so many weird costumes and shit like that. And fuck. But you don't doubt.
I mean, yeah. And at that point, you're kind of, not to say that it's easier, but at the same time, Dwayne Johnson can wear whatever the fuck he wants to wear. And, who's gonna make fun of him? People could make fun of him, but, who's gonna make fun of him to his face? Cause, dude's nice, but the dude is also 8 feet of muscles. So,
Like,
legitimately make fun of him, like legitimately like say something rude, impolite,
I don't
or
know
anything
if you
like that.
honestly get violent with him based on the interviews I've watched with him. Like, he's very
No, I
like
don't think he would have to get particularly violent at all. He would just like
that meme.
like put you on the ground and then keep you pinned there until you apologize. Like, he could do that without like hurting you or himself. He could just do that. I believe he is both strong enough and well trained enough, because he did come up in wrestling. So like I suspect he has all of the skills capable of just basically locking you into place safely without incurring any damage, but just like being like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you go until you fucking apologize.
Oh my god. Sorry. I'm like looking at my Steam, and Phasmophobia has a new prison level.
It does.
I am tempted.
Alright, we can give people a few minutes and just show up later not at all fucking people having other plans on a Thursday when I don't usually stream on a Thursday. How dare they?
Oh, Dareth.
I was almost whisked away to fucking Oz yesterday, and this is how they repay me? I saw a tree limb fly. It was majestic. I see that art. Oh, I mean, I saw the screenshot of the article that you posted, but I couldn't actually read. Oh yeah, no, shit got ripped apart. Like, we went out looking, and like on top of like just debris, like roofing shingles and chunks of like metal torn off of like fuck, what are they called? The shit that collects water and gutters, like, yeah, like gutters, like metal gutters, but yeah, no, insulation. Yeah, chunks of insulation all over the place. It's like, yeah, no, a building got ripped the fuck apart. I don't know where, I don't know which building, but somewhere around here there is a building that got ripped to pieces and flung across an entire intersection and apartment complex.
It was
something. Yeah, no, building, building, insulation everywhere. Yep, I don't know which one. I don't think it was the old boat shop thing.
No, it was something further.
Like, it got a little hit, but like there was shit on the overpass. Like, they had the overpass blocked off, and they had to go up there, and like they were picking up debris off the overpass. Oh yeah, no, it went right by.
Yeah.
It was that situation of the phone screamed at me that it was a thing maybe, and I'm like, okay, yeah, shut up. And then like maybe a minute later, the power just goes. Doesn't blink, it just goes. It's just gone. And Neff was in the shower, so it was very dark, so I had to open the bathroom door so she could at least have some ambient light in there. And I'm kind of like standing like in the hall in front of the bathroom looking out the back patio and out the front window, and I just see the wind start going nuts, like way worse than I've ever seen it before.
So the reason
and I start seeing shit flying by, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, there might be a tornado outside right now, like legitimately, like it might be like right outside.
Yeah, so the reason why we saw all those vehicles
oh yeah, and then right afterwards, like nonstop sirens for like 5 minutes heading down the road.
Well, yeah, and the overpass that's right by us.
Yeah.
They had that. The reason why they kept going up and down it, like the lights, and you kept seeing those trucks, they were checking for structural damage because it hit it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it was like
right next to us. And I was like, whoa.
The most number and longest duration of sirens I have ever heard. It was just as soon as like the wind started, like, died down, because it only lasted like maybe a minute or two, because, you know, tornadoes do be quick. But as soon as that passed, the sirens started, and like just rushing down the street for like 5-10 minutes straight. Just like everyone, fucking fire department, ambulances, cops, like everyone was racing down that road. It was fucking.
Yeah, it was really cool though. Like not the aftermath and not anybody who got hurt or anything.
No,
like that.
no.
Like, it was kind of.
It was surreal.
Yeah, there we go. That's the word. But I am ready to talk about Dem Dare movies. So
Yeah,
don't
people
you gotta
even
move
longer
along?
to get in here.
Yeah.
Didn't do much more damage here because last time I had knocked down all those trees on the border of the preserve. Yeah. Well, thankfully you're far enough away from where we are. Like, it was like right on top of us.
Yeah,
And it does skip.
So it actually hit as far as Polk. It went far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
oh, fair
it went
enough.
far, yeah.
Oh, it popped there first. I didn't know. I got the message on my phone, and like a minute later the power went out, and like a minute after that, well, not less than a minute after that, I was like, oh shit, no, like this is legitimate. It's not like every other time I get one of these notifications, it's like, yeah, it's around, but like it's nowhere near me. It's like, oh no, it's like right outside right now.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Sirens, yeah. Oh yeah. But anyway, enough about that nonsense. Let's start the show.
Let's go.
Wait, no, I want it there, and now I want it over here, because then at least as I'm reading, I'm facing the camera, at least that's better.
Yes.
Shalom, fuckers! It's the Spoop! The mini version of the Spookshow where me and Neff each pick a movie based on the monthly theme, and then we talk about them for a bit before assigning arbitrary points to determine which movie is the best. Tonight we're covering a subgenre of horror that's a bit unique. Jewish-themed horror. Religion in horror might be one of the easiest connections to make. Horror relies on there being some kind of evil force to portray the antagonist in its tales. Whether the evil comes in a human form or something supernatural, it doesn't matter. But you've got to have some evil in there somewhere. And if you think about it, religion's the same way. Look at any religion, and there's likely going to be their version or definition of what's evil. So from that point, the horror just kind of writes itself. There have been a slew of horror flicks that have taken inspiration from religion, although the majority of them tend to draw exclusively from Christianity or Catholicism. It's actually pretty insane how many there are. But if you go looking for horror flicks based on other religions, the pickings get a good deal slimmer. Of course, that doesn't mean they don't exist. Over the last few years, there's actually been an uptick in Jewish-themed horror flicks, and that's fucking awesome. Now let me be clear, I ain't Jewish, and most everything I know about Judaism came from watching a hell of a lot of Rugrats as a kid. So once again, I'm sitting here facing the daunting task of writing a monologue about a topic that I'm not super familiar with, and also has the possibility of offending people if I get shit wrong. I mean, fuck, they say there's two things you never talk about at family dinner, and that's politics and fucking religion. So let me just get this out of the way at the start. I'm an ignorant dumbass. I'm fascinated to learn more about all things, and we're not here to preach any religions or bash any religions. We're here to chat about a couple of horror flicks that are steeped in Judaism to further prove the point that horror can infest anything, and you'll get some very interesting results. And I don't think we could have picked two better movies to cover the wide range of spectrums the horror genre can bring to the table. From 2018, we have The Golem, the tale of a small Jewish community being threatened by a bunch of bastards because they've gotten hit by the plague, and their greatest offense might just wind up being their greatest threat. It's serious horror. The kind people who don't respect horror flicks will eagerly claim isn't a horror flick at all, but a religious thriller. They're wrong. It's a horror flick. And from 2019 or 2020, I keep seeing conflicting dates for it, we've got Hanukkah, about the Hanu killer going around bumping people off because he's determined they're bad Jews. It's about as gratuitous an 80s slasher throwback as you can get, taking all the best tropes of that era and injecting them into a Jewish holiday. It's campy, it's over the top, it's ridiculous. And those same people who would claim the Golem is a religious thriller would take one look at it and label it offensive garbage. Again, they're wrong. It's a horror flick. So spin the dreidel and light the menorah, because we're talking Jewish horror tonight. And we in.
Yeah, we in. In. So.
Sorry. But yeah, so we'll start with the Golem. Because they came out on the cusp of one another. Like, there really has, from when I went looking for other possible movies to fit this theme, like, not a lot came up. Like, there probably are other ones that just have fallen under the radar or something like that. Like, I gotta believe there has to be, but, like, there's really not a huge pool to draw from. But like I said in the monologue, like, the ones that I saw, like, they were from the last few years. Which is really cool that, like, there's an uptick in, like, suddenly, like, Jewish horror, it's a thing. We can make it a thing. Let's make it a thing.
It's also, like, when you think, like, if you think really hard on it, like, how prominent has any minority in horror really been? Like I'm talking about, like, all black horror movies, or, like, you have Spanish horror movies and stuff like that, but, like,
no,
it's not, everybody's got some, but, like, the prominent one is, I don't know, and I think it has something to do with maybe the respect they have either for their own religion, because the person who made Hanukkah and the person who made Golem, they're both Jewish.
Yeah. No, and that's the double cool thing, is that these movies are coming out and they're being made by Jewish people. Like, that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it is really fucking cool, and I appreciate it because, like, so when I was little, like, when I was growing up, my aunt, the one who lived in New York, she gave me basically Grimm's fairy tales, but it was full of Jewish
Grimm's fairy tale. Oh, that's awesome.
So, like, I'm familiar with the Golem.
Yeah, I am too. Like, I was familiar with the Golem, but that's because, like, listen, like, I was familiar with the Golem before I played the Vampire the Masquerade Redemption, but even if I hadn't been, the Golem would be infused into my memory forever because of that game, because that game's combat system was so utterly broken, or I just didn't play it right. Probably the latter, but I remember having to fight that fucking Golem for like an hour. So that alone was all the learning I need to have about the Golem. I knew about the Golem is probably the most pop culture Jewish creature. Is creature a good term for it?
Well, the Golem is there's many different iterations of the Golem. Not all of them are Judaic in origin.
Right. Okay.
A lot, like, so what I appreciated about this is it is born from mud, which is what in the Judaic
it's the straight it's the Judaic Golem.
It's the Judaic Golem, straight up to the paper in the mouth, and the Golem is moved. Like, it's really, like, I really appreciated that attention to detail. And while, yes, I'm not practicing, like, I still enjoy it when people really put their heart and soul into it and try to get as much of it correct as they can. It makes me happy because, like, it's representing the exterior side of the religion.
And that's what horror has done with, like, Christianity and Catholicism for years. And honestly, you could easily do that with any religion. It's just a lot of them don't get the same, probably for the sake of like we don't want to offend people,
Yeah.
and everything like that, or there's not people from that denomination who go into filmmaking and also want to make horror movies about their own religion. Like, so I get why not a lot of it has.
There's a lot of stigma around it.
There's a lot of stigma.
Yeah. Like, especially from within, knowing being from like a Jewish family, you just get there's a possibility if you have someone who is easily offensive, like a lot of my family was, you say, because one of the things like I did, for instance, is when I asked my aunt, because she wanted me to have a bar mitzvah, she wanted me to learn Hebrew and Yiddish, and she wanted me to learn all of it, but or it's something else for a female, but basically,
I was gonna ask. I was like, do the
I
girls
call it a
also
bar
have bar
mitzvah
mitzvah?
because
It's basically
it's basically the same.
basically the same thing, only for a lady.
Yeah, I say bar mitzvah because A, I can't remember what the other term is called, and then B,
It gets
more
the point
people
across.
Yeah,
They're
people
like,
know
oh,
what a
that.
bar mitzvah
Okay.
is. So, like all that, and I remember one time I looked at her and I asked, and I've told you this story where I asked her if there's mass-produced things that are kosher, and kosher is something that has been
right.
blessed. And I asked her, I was maybe like 10, 11 at the time. And I remember asking her, does that mean that at the end of every factory line, there is a rabbi at the end blessing each hot dog as it goes by?
Right.
And she was like, she didn't get mad at me, but she was so mad. So
Right.
mad.
And
I
it's not like
remember
you
my
were saying
mom
it from a place of like mockingness, that like that's the genuine curiosity of a child.
She was more so mad at my mother.
Oh, okay. For
Yeah,
not explaining this previously.
For raising me to basically be a bad Jew, as Hanukkah
okay.
likes to go into. Yeah. So like, because I have it by birthright since my mother was Jewish and her mother was Jewish, and so on and so forth. So like I have it through that right. If I wanted to, I could start practicing today and I'd be welcome back.
Right.
Well, minus the tattoos.
Yeah, tattoos, dyed hair might be a little bit of a problem. Yeah.
Dyed hair is an easy fix. Tattoos.
It is. The tattoos is less so.
But yeah, like it's hard because like even the people who are within the culture and are practicing the religion, I feel like they have some hesitation as to like, should I really be doing this?
As far as making like a horror movie about it?
Yeah, like, am I mocking it? Am I like, because
right.
That,
well, and this is so great that these movies were made by people who practice the religion, is because like you said, there's the attention to there's honestly in both of them, even though Hanukkah is like, it's a straight up 80s slasher. Like it is 100% an 80s slasher, and it doesn't shy away from that at all. But at the same time, it's very clear that they know the religion too, and they merge the two things so well. I mean, we're getting ahead talking about the second movie, but just generally speaking, that like, yeah, like the levels of detail and everything in both of these movies, pertaining to how they deal with Judaism, is like, it's all there. But in neither of them, it doesn't. It's just there. It's not preached at you. It's nothing. It's just an aspect. It's just an element of these stories that ties into the plot.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
And on top of, I mean, that kind of goes along with like there like a lot of things of like how better do you get people outside of your circle to better understand your circle? Honestly, I feel like it's with stuff like this. It's with films that people outside of the circle can watch and enjoy, and also like pick up a little bit. Like maybe not be like, okay, I have, a PhD in Judaism now thanks to watching 2 Jewish horror movies. No, absolutely not. But it gives you a better understanding of that way of life, that belief structure, and everything like that, while also being entertaining as a horror film.
Right.
It makes it more accessible. And I think that's one of the cool things. Like, I mean, other genres of movies can do it too, but like we've talked about here and on Spookshow, like there's something about horror, I feel, that like it's so easy to just assimilate and move into other spectrums. Like if you want to put it in space, it fits perfectly in space. You want to put it in caveman era, it fits perfectly there. This religion, that religion, like it can slither in anywhere and feel natural and at home, and it can blend and do some really interesting, cool shit. So it's a perfect, I think it's a perfect genre to open up doorways and start introducing things and making them more mainstream, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
More just like generally more knowledge based and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's a much deeper conversation,
also,
but it's
like,
Thursday, so we don't have a second half to hurry up and
no.
so we can take a little bit longer tonight if we need to.
Horror has the nice thing of where it can be serious, it can be a dark comedy,
Yeah.
it can be a really messed up love story.
Yeah, it can be action, it can be sci-fi,
yeah.
it can be drama, it can be anything.
Yeah, and
it just any other genre. It can be like slurp, 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 slurp. It can be a bunch of different. It can be a whole amalgam of things. It just slurps.
Disappointed we're not doing anything after.
We might. We'll see. There's just nothing officially scheduled after. Like we're not limited to the 2-hour window because there's a second half. But also says we're taking a brief break. Hello, Nikita. Hello, Dizzy.
Sorry,
nice to see you.
Help.
No, it's fine. But yeah, no, that's I think one of the things I love the most about the horror genre is that like it's so weird to be like, I'm not in the mood for a horror movie. It's like, okay, well, what are you in the mood for? A comedy? It's like, well, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
There you go. Or One Cut of the Dead, or The Babysitter, or like, yeah, there's so many that fit both of those out. Like any other genre you want to watch, like there's something within the horror genre that will meet that criteria.
Sure. No,
and maybe it's because I've sunk. Yeah, maybe it's because I've sunk so much more time into this specific genre. But like, I feel like I feel like other genres don't have that flexibility.
Not to the degree that
not to the same degree
opinion. Because I mean, if it's romance, you usually either have to have like a Romeo and Juliet-esque end
or a romantic comedy.
Yeah,
like romantic drama, romantic comedy. Like those are basically the two aspects of romance, I think. Well, romantic, like you can blend it with fantasy, you can blend it with sci-fi. So yeah, I mean, I guess other genres too, but like, fuck you, horror schooler.
But they have more, because I feel like they're not as restricted to certain things. I mean, I'm sure if you can find somebody out there that micro classifies everything in horror, and it's like, well, that's not true horror because it doesn't have point A, point B, and point C. But the rest of the normal world considers it a horror movie.
Yeah, those people are dumb. Because I do that too. I micro compartmentalize everything, but I'm like, it's all still under this big, huge horror umbrella. Right, and I'm way more generous with that than a lot of other people. I'd be like, Jurassic Park, yeah, it's a monster movie, fucker.
Well, you micro compartmentalize for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't push your micro.
Oh god,
I just lost the word. Whoa, I was doing so good.
Compartmentalize.
Micro compartmentalize. You know, you don't force that on other people. That's the problem.
No,
it's
my own
fandom.
It's my own criteria.
Yeah,
it's my own criteria, and I think the only way I would apply it to other people is like, honestly, with this show, and it's been instances of like you guys questioning whether or not something qualifies, like Silence of the Lambs, like Devil's Advocate, like 1 Hour Photo, where it's like, does this really qualify as horror? And I'm like, absolutely, bring it in. Like, it's absolutely a fucking horror movie. So yeah.
So, what'd you think of Golem?
I loved the Golem. And like, yeah, it was very, it's serious horror. Like that's, like, I love the fact that just by random chance, like, I picked a very serious horror film and you picked the campy over the top slasher. Like, it's such a good, like two sides of the horror coin look at Jewish horror. And how horror can apply to Judaism in two vastly different ways, and still be very cool. This movie probably has some of the best head explosions I've ever seen.
Right?
It's maybe not quite as iconic as the Scanner's head explosion, but like it's up there. It's up there with the Scanner's head explosion. And also, way more heads go pop in this one too. Scanners, it's just the one. This one, so many people's head explode. Yeah, I put it on one day. I think you were on the computer, so I don't know how close you were paying attention, but
I remember
because it was one of the ones I picked up when we did the Thrift Store DVD haul. I picked it up.
Right. Sorry, I have watched so many movies this year.
There's a lot.
Honestly,
Well, that wasn't even this year. I think that was back in the old place. So.
Well, yeah, but still, nonetheless, like
this year alone, yeah,
info washed with a lot of new stuff.
So yeah, and this is gonna come up again on the Spookshow, which is Saturday. We started at 8. Yeah, we started at 8. Yeah,
8 p.m. Eastern.
We're talking about Christmas-themed horror films this Saturday on Spookshow. It's gonna come up again there, but in here, I had to implement my my new rules for counting kills, nudity, drugs, alcohol, and sex, which is if there's just a scene of like a whole shit ton of bodies. One, I'm not going to take the time pausing the movie at every single angle. I did that with the house that Jack built. It was a pain in the ass. And at the end of the day, I'm sure those numbers weren't accurate because I either double counted some bodies or missed some. So fuck that. So from here on forth, if there's just a mass slaughter that takes place where it's not exactly clear how many people died, but you just see a bunch of dead bodies, the movie just gets +5. +5 to the kill category for that. This one got 2 +5s because there were 2 mass slaughters that took place. And the same thing applies to other like mass consumptions or exposures or anything like that.
I figured out just now how to combat the bright white light.
What'd you do?
I turned down the brightness on my screen.
Oh, that works. Yeah. The golem at the start of the movie was real cool. Like, you don't get a good look at it. It's basically just in shadow the whole time. But, like, damn, that thing looks really cool and really intimidating. Like, even from the start.
Yeah. It was so good.
It was very good.
Like, it was like if the village had been done right.
Right? Like, there's definitely, like, village vibe. Because, like, anything, a small community, small, like period piece type community type thing. Like, the village had that down very well, except that the story was dumb because there were no monsters, and the twist was it was in modern times, but like even then it doesn't make any goddamn sense and it's a stupid idea. Yeah. But yeah, this movie also made me want to rewatch Brotherhood of the Wolf, which is something I've been wanting to rewatch for a while. But yeah, just something in this gave me a Brotherhood of the Wolf vibe because it's also set in olden times and stuff like that. Pushing the beds together was 1700 speak for its business time.
Yes. Yes.
Is there any reason why they went with 9 candles on the menorah? 7 to 9, depending on the use.
So there's fuck. I'm so, again. Let me reiterate back to my original story. I'm a bad Jew.
Yeah, the Hanukkah killer would be coming for your ass.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like 7. Well, usually there's 9 because it's 8 days, and then the 9th one in the middle.
Right, yeah. That's right, Adam Sandler, 8 Crazy Nights.
That movie is a fucking... That's
I
offensive.
enjoyed that movie.
That was offensive. That was...
Granted, I was age appropriate when I saw it, but I remember enjoying it a lot.
Also, everyone, it is currently Hanukkah.
It is.
Happy Hanukkah. So let's see. Candelabrum with holders for 8 candles, 1 for each day of celebration, plus a 9th or the shamash or server used to. So the 9th one in the middle is the server candle. You're supposed to use the server candle to light the other candles, and you keep the server candle and the server candle lit and all that. So they should have 9 candles altogether.
Right.
Whereas a 7-branch menorah apparently must be part of every Jewish home. I'm a bad Jew. Lit as a sign
yeah, we don't even have one.
Yeah, kosher Hanukkah menorah is when 8 candle holders are in one line with the 9th shamash out of place in height or position on the 9-branch menorah. So the 9-branch menorah is the most traditional one. The 7th branch menorah, I have no fucking clue. I would have to do quite a bit more research, and I'll admit on my Abrahamic religions, I'm a little rusty. A little rusty.
Yeah, a lot of my notes are just random comments as things happen along the way.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll be the theological aspect here. I was excited about this.
But no, certainly looks like they both had a good time with that fuck. That's very passionate sex they were having.
That first round, yeah. It was so passionate. So passionate. And then to find out that the bitch was using some form of birth control the entire time.
Apparently, because
like that's just
because their first kid drowned.
I think he drowned in the bathtub or something like that, based on how she tried to drown the golem.
You see, you get a flash of, presumably the kid's dead body floating in the lake. So I think he might have drowned in the lake. But when that thing of like her giving him the golem kid the bath and then starting to try to drown him, I'm like, lady, what the fuck are you doing? And it took a second for it to click. It was on the cusp of the older woman being like, the healer chick being like, don't fuck with these things, they don't die like we do, and her needing to test that, her being like, do they really not die like we do? Like, my child died to drowning, can this new child die to drowning as well?
Mm-hmm.
So it was her being fucking crazy.
Yeah.
To see if this kid was superior to the other one in its inability to drown. Which, it can't drown because it's not a kid. It's a fucking golem.
Yeah, it's a golem and...
So then she gets super attached and definitely won't kill it when she should.
Well, of course not. But I mean, it's a good setup for it.
It is. It's good.
As it is.
Yeah, no, it's obvious from the start. Like, yeah, because even before like that comes to light, like it's obvious that like they're having, like, she can't give him a child, or as it turns out, she's unwilling to give him another child, and that's causing strife. So yeah. It makes sense that it's like, okay, well, the golem form is child-sized. Of course she's, like, because that's just the movie at that point. Like, of course she's going to get attached to it, humanize it, and not want to get rid of it when she should. But even so, like, I was still into it. I'm like, yeah, no, have a pretty good idea. I know where this is going generally, but I want to see it play out. Golem Kid getting very angry at the husband pseudo screwing around on her because that was the cool thing. Like how they were linked was interesting.
Yeah.
Like if she
really
felt
was.
something, it would trigger him, or if he took damage, like it didn't affect him, but she could start feeling it. She could start feeling things that he was experiencing. Was really interesting.
Well, it's because she uses a part of herself to create the golem.
Right.
So they are attached in that way.
Yeah. It's just I've seen iterations of the golem in several different things. I've never seen that, or if I have, I don't remember, but I've never seen it taken to that level. Again, like a level of detail that a lot of other golem usage just doesn't play around with, which was cool.
So the clay boy, also, as you would better know him as, is the gingerbread man. Is also a form of a golem. It's a Yiddish and Slavic. Yeah, it's a Yiddish and Slavic folktale.
I
yeah,
did not piece that together.
So they make basically their children have left home, so they make it out of clay or gingerbread in the gingerbread man, and basically comes to life. And then it causes mass issue. In the original gingerbread story, he would stop eating. He ate them out of house and home, caused a lot of problem. And it's a more comical take on what the golem can do. But yes, that is the supposed danger of if they were real, what a golem could do. Yes, they will help you, but they can also hurt you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Edumacation.
Yeah, it's literally like pretty much all of my notes are just literally reacting to things that are happening. How sweet he brought you a severed heart as a gift.
I mean, it could be worse.
She looks like she's full on embraced the dark side real quick. Like, yeah, she got over that whole, like, the Golem Kid killed the lady that her husband was flirting with real quick.
Yeah, although, I'm like, I know that they're very Orthodox Jews in the little community that they're in.
Right.
Are they? Yeah, they're Hasidic or Orthodox. I think they're Orthodox.
I don't know. Again, I'm an ignorant dumbass.
I always get them confused. They're Hasidic. So
okay.
They're very Hasidic because of the long uncut hair.
Right, yeah.
Curly cues on the side. That's Hasidic. Orthodox is not nearly as extreme.
Okay.
And at the time period that this movie came out, I don't know if Orthodox.
Yeah, that was where, I was like, from the time period, like, I don't know if there's that delineation yet at all.
Like I said, my Abrahamic religions are real rusty at this point. When we were taking religion courses and I was doing my deep dive into it, I focused a lot on the more Eastern religions.
Yeah.
Mostly because I vibed with them a lot better.
Right.
But, yeah, so, the fact that he could divorce his wife just because she can't have kids.
Right.
And just leave her. And I'm just like, damn. Like, you know how you say you wish you could live back in simpler times, or you wish you could go back in time?
Yeah, no, absolutely like, not. There's just a lot of shitty things. There's so many shit. Yeah, that shit. Plague. Well, granted, I mean,
we're in a plague,
but it's still not nearly as bad as the plagues back then, because the plagues back then, they'd be like, oh, it must be those other people that believe different from us in the village next door. Let's just go fucking kill them all.
Right.
For something they have no control over and did not cause. Because fuck it. Which is basically the whole premise of the movie.
Well, and that comes from it being a common misconception that, and don't ask me where it originated from. I cannot remember for the life of me. But that comes from basically something happened where Jews started getting blamed for people getting sick
Right.
for poisoning the well.
Right, yeah.
So then I don't know. I do not know when it started. Unfortunately, I don't have the information. So like, and it would take me forever to find a good source to actually look up where it actually came from. But
Right.
like, so they get blamed for it, and it's a theme.
Yeah, oh, for
That
sure.
they are the causers of the bad because they're not being affected by it. However, a reason a lot of the times why other people would get sick and they would not is because they did have their small communities, almost like a Amish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Isolation, it does wonders against
well,
plague
yeah, it does
somehow.
wonder. And then also on
Who
top of that,
knew?
when you're Hasidic, everything is very clean,
Right,
down to
okay.
the food preparation.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go like a proper, even Orthodox, a proper practicing Jewish woman. Her kitchen is there's a certain part of her kitchen that is allowable for meat,
Right.
and God forbid you put that meat anywhere else than anywhere else. Like,
Yeah, so much
no,
less risk of
like,
cross-contamination
much
or...
less risk of cross-contamination. They're very clean when handling their food. So a
Yeah.
lot of the things that
Which
people
weren't
were running
strong
into
practices back then, generally.
no. So like, yeah, so like those practices are so
Yeah.
ingrained. That's why they didn't get a lot
And
of
instead
it, because
of
they kept a clean home.
and
They
instead
didn't-
of being like, hey, what is it they're doing we're not that might be a contributing factor to us getting more sick? They're like, well, clearly they're the cause. Let's just go kill them.
well, because
It's just
because
fucking
humans
dumb.
can't-
Oh yeah, no, humans are
can't.
fucking
Like,
dumb.
they can't just be rational at first, apparently.
Oh,
It's
no.
always got to be jump to the worst case scenario. But like,
Looking
the
for someone
guy-
to blame, yeah.
yeah, the guy who played the main,
Bad
I
guy?
can't even consider him a bad guy because, like, I get
He
it.
was
Like,
definitely a
sucks.
villain. He was definitely an
Yeah.
antagonist.
He was an antagonist, but
They did give him some of a sympathetic edge because there is a part, like, even though he's going to do terrible fucking things, like, it's from the basis of his daughter is sick and dying and he's scared and he wants to protect her and heal her.
Yeah,
So it's
and
it's a noble cause for
Yeah.
doing some very ignoble things.
yeah, and like Fish has taught me many, many times, when something is scared, it lashes out. Hence
Yeah,
dogs,
and
why
that's
dogs
exactly
bite.
yeah,
Like,
that's exactly
people are the same
his
way.
character. Where like he's acting from a point, like he's not doing it just to be an asshole. He's doing it because he's scared.
Yeah, and he wants to
Um,
blame something.
Yeah.
Fear aggression, yes, Fishy.
Yeah.
I learned from Fishy. But no, it was a so the little anthology that I had, the Jewish Grimm's fairy tales, if you will.
Right.
It was like the scary stories to tell in the dark
Mm-hmm.
for Judaism. At least to me it was. Um
Nice.
so it was nice to kind of see them put what I what I read as a child,
Like one of those
into a movie.
stories
Yeah,
turned
just
into a movie.
fleshed out. Yeah,
Yeah.
like fully fleshed out. Like, it was just really cool to kind of see that happen. No, the
Yeah.
Hana Killer is not in that, but
Well, that's a completely other bag of insanity.
oh my god, so much insanity. It's so good. But it was well done. Like, I
It
don't know
was.
what
It
other
was
words
very
to
well
give
made.
it. Like, the acting was on part. Like, I felt sympathy for the antagonist. I felt sympathy for the protagonist. I both hated and loved the woman who created the golem.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hell yeah, look at her taking them bullet shots like a boss.
Right, yeah.
Like that the golem was taking.
Oh yeah, that was in
then-
the scene where we actually get the on-screen boom headshot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it immediately followed somebody else like legitimately getting shot in the head, to which I noted boom headshot. And then that happens, and I was like, yo,
Oh,
actually,
no.
boom, head explosion. That was
Right.
awesome.
Like, and for what I assume they probably didn't have like a lot of funding for it, and stuff like that. It was really well fucking done.
No, like,
Like,
yeah, I don't know what the budget was on this one, but yeah,
no way.
they used their money well. Like, and
Yeah.
thankfully, outside of like the effects, like it's kind of a wilderness shoot, like build up a small little village. Like it's fairly small. Like there were some, like a lot of it, I think, like a lot of money and attention to detail and care went into the effects.
Yeah.
That being like, yeah, the head explosions and the kills. Like this is like later on, the dude gets stabbed in the chest with a horn and blood is just gushing out of him.
Yeah.
Like that was
no,
amazing.
they
But
did a
and that
really
that
fucking
the
good
effects
job.
and the, I guess, stunt and pyrotechnic work and everything like that, like the action
Yeah.
segments,
Yeah,
were really
they
well
put it in
made.
the important spots because I mean, it doesn't take, in my opinion, it shouldn't take too much money to make a old style village.
No, well, I
It's a
mean, you
bunch
need
of
some money to build everything up, and then
yeah.
also to make sure that, you know, the cast and crew like has power, bathrooms, food,
Yeah.
everything
Never
like
mind.
that. Depending on how far from civilization they were. Like we watched the documentary on Island of Dr. Moreau, and the issues they had with trying to film in a very remote location,
Oh
where it
yeah,
was
yeah,
like
I
it's
remember
2
that.
hours away from civilization, in the middle of nowhere, in the jungle. Like,
Yep.
this is a clusterfuck.
But yeah, like I don't really have much else to say.
I'll
Trying to
say
think.
that apparently watching people's heads explode like really turns that lady on, because the second time they fuck, oh baby,
Oh,
she's
right.
riding him like she's got a taste for making heads explode. She's like, I already saw one blow up today, I want another one to blow up inside me right now.
Oh man, yeah. But I mean, it got, for me in my list, it got scariest movie for me.
Oh
It
yeah.
got most disturbing movie, and it got it got favorite SFX because
Oh yeah.
good lord, them head explosions were so good. And as far as like scariest
Yeah.
movie, it's just it's
No, it got scariest for
killer
me too.
children.
Yeah.
Children are scary in the first place, and then you give them powers to make heads explode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good.
Oh, I did have one
Oh.
little fraudulent exchange. Golem Child, did you make someone's head explode last night? No. Yes. Golem Child, go to your room. I think that was after the healer woman came to try and stop him in the middle of the night and he kills her.
Oh yeah.
And then she finds the remains.
Oh man.
Just imagining that. And also, like, it almost came to pass, like, the whole, like, they get rid of the Golem Child, and the bad guys show up again to kill and burn everything, and they're like, oh shit, quick, make another Golem Child. Which didn't happen, but I was just imagining it, because it all is taking place, like, they're trying to get rid of the Golem while those people are racing back to kill them all. And it's like, they're gonna finish this whole ritual and get rid of it just in time for these guys to show up, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, quick, make another one. Yeah, and I think the movie has the literal definition of a Pyrrhic victory. I think that is what that movie has.
What's a Pyrrhic victory?
A Pyrrhic victory is it's a victory that it's technically a victory, but it costs so much losses that it's tantamount to a defeat, even though you've won.
Okay.
Which, at the end of that movie, yeah, it's a Pyrrhic victory. Like, they won, but like,
I always called it
the whole village is fucked.
Yeah, well, I always called it you won it losing.
Yeah, or you lose it winning. But yeah, no, Pyrrhic victory.
Mm-hmm. Chaos Factory.
Yeah, it got favorite kill from me, comfiest and scariest.
Yeah. Comfiest, really?
Yeah, like the small town, or like the old time small, like it was a very somber, quiet movie. Like it was very, aside from like when all the bad stuff was actually happening, like it was pretty chill.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I won't dispute that at all. I'm just sitting here thinking on it. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. Hanukkah was more of a comfy movie for me, just simply because like it was that cheesy,
Yeah, I can see that
over the
too.
top.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that too.
You know. Also, side tangent. You know what the comfiest comf movie ever in the world is, and I kind of want to watch it right now.
Hmm.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's very good.
I just anytime I hear the word comfy, and I'm like, man, I want to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
So, I believe this should go on as a testament to just how insane Hanukkah is.
Mm-hmm.
So the Golem had a pretty crazy high base score,
Right.
including like 10 points from 2 separate mass slaughters.
Right.
Hanukkah had no mass anything points,
Mm-hmm.
but still managed to beat the Golem's base score by 1 point.
Oh wow.
Just by the sheer number of people who died, people who were naked,
People who were drinking.
yeah, not so many of those. And yeah, people fucking like just based on all of the, just basically the kills and the nudity count. Like it 17 kills, 17 scenes of nudity in Hanukkah. And yeah, no, this is like, yeah, if you like 80s slashers, then yes.
Oh my god.
this
And,
movie
like,
is amazing.
This is why I'm kind of looking forward to giving Friday the 13th another try now that I'm more integrated into the horror culture than I was when I originally watched it.
Right.
Because I enjoyed the shit out of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, first thing, I want a menorah, but I only want a menorah if it is the hand menorah.
Right? Yeah, the bone hands.
Yeah, bone hand menorah. That's the only way I want a menorah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd practice again for that.
Yeah.
Second, the puns were godly.
Oh,
they were like
just
next
so good.
level. Okay,
Yeah.
so what won this movie over for me, audience people, was on, as you can see on the thing, it says a terrifying new tale of horror.
Yep. Then
even gave
the
it a
killer's
little bit of
name
the
is the
accent.
Hana Killer. Like,
Yeah, the Hana Killer, it's so good. Oh my god, so good. Did you count Sid Haig's shirtless moment as nudity? You should have.
no, I don't include
I don't think
male
I've
top
ever...
nudity. Just ass cheeks and genitals for the
I don't
dudes.
think I've ever seen Sid Haig without his shirt on.
Or with his shirt off.
Yeah, shirt off. Yeah.
Trying to remember. No, because even in Devil's Rejects, when he's getting fucked, like, yeah, he still had his top on. Yeah.
Top. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Sid Haig.
Oh man, his age, like, I didn't realize, like, I think his age, because he's always kind of looked old from what I've seen of him.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff was
face.
when he was older. Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's always had the grizzled face, I think.
Yeah, kind of like
Edward James Olmos and Danny Trejo. Yeah.
But like
this one, he looked old. I didn't recognize him at first. I was like,
not until he was like in better lighting. I was like, oh shit.
When I got a full, like, they showed the front of his face, and then like I saw the eyes, and I'm like, oh, that is Sid. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. he looked like his age had finally caught up to him.
Yeah.
But like good last performance nonetheless. Like
Oh yeah.
he creeped me out, which
Oh yeah, he
I
was very
honestly is
creepy.
what you should be doing in this
Yeah.
kind of movie. And honestly, I like the scene in the beginning was so serious that I was like, I don't did they just throw the puns in there for the sake of the puns? Because I don't blame them. 10 out of 10, puns
Right.
galore. But I thought it was gonna be more serious. And then it cut to that apartment
Oh yeah.
and you've got basically me on the couch. Like, let's be honest, I am that man that is on the couch. Like, that is me to a T. I can't recite any Judaic laws anymore, but like that is me.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got the what they fucking call him when they were insulting him. I think they just kept calling him a good Jew. But like the epitome of it, and
Yeah,
just
the
them
very
constantly, yeah, and like them constantly commenting on the fact that they're like, I don't know what's worse, either the fact that you keep ripping on me that I'm Jewish or that my friends are racist. It's like, damn. But I mean, he was practicing it.
Yeah. And there
Yeah.
there was good banter in this. And also, yeah,
There
for that matter,
was.
yeah. The movie only has a single black character, but he lives.
Dude, he doesn't even
He
stick
does.
around for
Yeah,
the
he doesn't even
crazy
face
shit.
danger. Like
No.
he's such a good Jewish boy that he isn't even involved in any of it,
No.
except for 2 minutes, and he's like, "Nope, I'm out of here."
Goodbye.
And it's fine.
You guys can stay here.
Yeah, you guys could just call an Uber or something. Like, I'm out of here.
Oh my god!
And he never came back. He just well, no, you see him again at the end when he gets home. But I was just like, is he gonna show up again? Like, he was presented as kind of a main character, but no, he's just gone for the rest of the movie.
But no, I think okay. So the I cannot remember his name. The main protagonist, or not the main protagonist, but the black gentleman who does not
Ben?
I think
What's his name? Ben?
Maybe
It might have been Ben.
sounds right. I can
that
never
would make
remember.
double
I don't
sense
remember
because this movie, on top of like having a bunch of Jewish themed puns, like this movie was very clearly throwing a lot of love to classic horror.
Mm-hmm. Also, how much did you love the Obadiah and the Jebediah? Love those names so much. They're just fun.
Oh yeah, those names are awesome.
Obadiah.
But yeah, the Sid Haig being in it, Christine Williams from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2,
PJ Souls.
PJ Souls, and on top of PJ Souls being in this movie, she also says totally.
Yeah.
Like her character from Halloween. And then when she's showing him off the rings, she says, "Do you see anything you like?" Which is again one of her lines from Halloween.
Caught that. I was like, oh.
I was like, oh shit.
We got to meet PJ Souls, didn't we?
We did. She was awesome.
Yeah, she was very sweet. She's a nice lady.
So wait, let's see if I can find. No, not Adam. David? Maybe? It's
David?
definitely not Ben, because I'm not seeing a Ben in the cast. No. Maybe David.
Yeah, that yeah. So there was Amon, which was the priest, or I'm sorry, not the priest, the rabbi. The creepy rabbi.
Yeah, there was also the voice of Roger Rabbit, apparently.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And then Sid Haig was Judah, which was, we know who he was. He was the original Hana killer.
Or Ian?
Yeah.
Might be Ian. No, it's not Ian.
No, I'm pretty sure it's David, because Obadiah is the new Hanukkah killer.
Yeah.
After his dad was killed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and Yuri and Ivan, they were the Russian guys.
Yeah.
Just random Russian guys showing up to this party. I'm like, how does this kid know these guys? How the fuck did they get invited?
No, I was very confused.
They're just there, and they're like looking to get laid.
But okay, so when you saw, I think it was Rachel was David's girlfriend, right? The one that was cheating on him?
Believe so.
Yeah,
wait, let me see.
Yeah, it was Sadie Katz.
Yeah, okay, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Like when she was first there, I'm like, who did the casting? She looks like she's 50.
Oh yeah.
She looks like she's fucking 50.
Yeah. She looks significantly older than everyone else.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, and then and when David goes to the when he goes to her mom's house, basically, and I'm just like, what is this 50-year-old woman still doing living with her mom?
She didn't look 50. She looked older than everyone else around her, but she did not look 50. Not to me, anyway.
She
it's very shocking at first because it's in a car scene with like 3 other people that like she looks noticeably older than all of the rest of the people in the car. It's like, what?
They're all extreme close-ups, and I'm just like, I'm very confused right now. And it was sorry, I thought you were going to say something, which is why I paused.
I was, but then I realized you were about to say something, so I stopped.
Yeah. It was a crazy train ride, because there were moments where I'm just like, God, this just does not look like it was done very well. And then you get to the killing scenes, and I'm like, never mind, I take it back.
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously this was a more indie production.
Yeah. Well, that, and again, it's like the fact that it's like it's so steeped in like being an 80s slasher. And I think that's part of it too. Also, like another continuation of this movie being just like completely pulling from the 80s slasher genre. Kane Hodder was the stunt coordinator.
Yes, he was. I saw that in the credits. I was so happy.
Jason Voorhees himself worked on this movie, and Harry Manfredini did the music. Harry Manfredini did the score for Friday the 13th. And a bunch of other horror flicks. So yeah, like they, even from the like who they got to do the music, they're like, yeah, get the dude who did Friday the 13th, like the original, like get him. Ooh, like this is the sort of horror flick that like it feels like somebody, they just rolled up to a horror convention and said, get in, bitches, we're gonna make a movie. Like with just the sheer number of people they have working on it, both on camera and off camera. Including very briefly in the scene in the car with the couple, where the guy's going down on his lady during the time of the month.
Oh yeah.
That guy, did he look familiar at all to you?
He looked a little familiar.
That was James Balsamo, who we met at the little convention that that like Animator played at. The dude who he sold us a T-shirt and a movie and a signed headshot for $20. The Lich, the guy who made The Lich. That's him.
Small world.
Yeah, that was him.
He got to meet Sid Haig possibly.
Man, that scene seemed very self-contained.
Yeah,
like it was kind of all by itself. That seemed like a one-day shoot because we never saw him. Like he died obviously, but we never saw him die. He never showed up again. We didn't see a corpse or anything like that. So that seemed like a one night type thing.
Yeah, it definitely did.
But yeah, so this movie's got a shit ton of people from the horror community all around it.
Good lord.
But yeah, no, the lighting was very cool. I really liked the very vibrant, colorful spectrum of the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, the fucking neo-Nazi just walking down the street, who is very promptly killed, and his skull cap gets turned into a yarmulke. Because fuck it, why not?
Oh my god.
The scene of the two women taking off their clothes to try on other clothes that are just to strangers, that was pivotal to the entire movie. I'll stand by that.
I needed to make sure because yarmulke is not actually correct. It's a kippah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
K-I-P-P-A-H.
I've
you're
always
good.
just heard it
I had
as
to
a
double-
yarmulke.
Yeah, well, Yiddish, it's a yarmulke. Yarmulke. Don't ask me how to pronounce it. I don't fucking know. But that might be where yarmulke came from
Mm-hmm.
because it's yarmulke. But yeah, it's commonly referred to as a kippah.
Okay.
Mhm.
But still, turning a neo-Nazi skull cap into that.
Oh, dude, that was
I was like,
gross
all right.
and amazing all at the same time.
That's fucking awesome.
I was
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, that kippah is not fucking sanitary at all whatsoever. Oh my god. But like that was the effect. Like that's where I was like, oh no, never mind. I'm wrong. They did a really good job with this. They just put all of their effort.
Oh yeah, no,
into
the gore effects in
gore.
this were
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah. Including another kill that we'll get to in a minute, but yeah. The chick with the tattoos, I don't remember her character name. Judy? Is that Judy?
Judy?
I think that was
Yeah,
Judy.
I think so. Yeah, Judy.
Yeah. No, she was totally right. We totally need more Jewish horror flicks, and she came up with like, did you make a note of the names she came up with? Because they were gold.
Did you?
No, I didn't write them down because I'm dumb.
Oh.
I just made a note of her being like, yeah, she's totally right. We need more.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, I didn't make. I should have. I thought about it. I should have.
Let's
but
see,
I was
is this-
sitting on the
they got
couch,
quotes?
just chilling.
They got quotes on. Oh yeah, and Dick Miller was in this. Yeah, Dick Miller's last film as well.
Who's Dick Miller?
He played the old rabbi at the end. He's been in he was in Gremlins, Chopping Mall,
Okay.
Bucket of Blood. Like he's been in so much over the years.
That makes sense.
He was one of the garbage collectors in The Burbs. Like a lot of roles like that, where it's just like he would just suddenly pop in like some small role, but it would be amazing because it's him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Um,
Listen, just throw enough phlegm into it and we'll be fine.
Oh, that's right. It wasn't even so much that they got PJ Souls to also say "see anything you like." It on top of that, she says that, and it immediately jump cuts to titties. Because that was the line she said right before she lowered the sheet and showed off her breasts.
Yes.
To Michael Myers. Like, they even managed to, like, tie that back in by immediately cutting to titties. Which then is the scene that gives us the incredible line of, "Fuck me with that micro dick."
Just like...
That was amazing. So much of this was so good.
A yarmulke, or it's like a cat head, and she's like,
what the fuck? Oh, okay. It's a global emote. Okay, sure.
Oh,
why not?
Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get so distracted, but it was legitimately like.
I thought you were laughing at the micro dick scene.
No, the micro dick scene is also funny, but that also got me. Fish, see, you're funny. You're funny, Fish. You're funny.
And then shortly after that, we have the Jewish music video that he finds, the offensive Jewish music video that he finds, and I'm like, this is incredible. I want the full version of this to watch often because this is amazing. It is also very important to the plot of the film that during that scene, Judy was lying there with her ass totally on display for a very long time. Very important to the story of the film. Why do I have a note that just says, "Whoops, should have checked for them traps"? Oh, that was when it cuts back to the woman that he has kidnapped and is keeping in a hole full of water. When she manages, it's on the Sabbath, so he's just sitting there, practicing good Jewish tradition. So she takes that opportunity to try and escape, like a badass, by biting off her own thumbs to get out of her handcuffs, only to immediately step in a bear trap as soon as she gets outside. At which point she's lying there screaming and writhing for a very long time. Also, this woman is completely naked, by the way. A lot of full frontal female nudity in this movie.
Yeah.
I wonder why I liked it so much. I really loved the kid who was the host of the party, just doing fucking everything he could to be a decent host. As things got more and more awkward. Like, yeah, you want jalapeno pop? I got jalapeno poppers. I got
such a good boy.
I got Snapple.
I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So sad. Adam was my favorite though.
Was he the main dude?
He was the one with the glasses. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, no, he was great. Yeah, because that was
in male form.
Yeah, because right after that, I think it's him and he gets into it and starts talking about how bullshit Leviticus is, and I'm like, I love that this scene is in here. Like, I love that the movie is taking time to do this scene, and on top of that, like, it doesn't feel forced or preachy or anything.
No.
It feels absolutely 100% natural given the context and the characters. Like, it just fits.
Like, I could kind of tell, like, when he was sitting there on the couch and he was ragging about being a bad Jew, like, it was one of the, it's different from being, you know, just bad because you're being, like, there's being bad about it and being like, oh no, I'm Jewish, and then doing everything against it.
Right. And
then there's a difference of it, of being, oh, I'm Jewish, but I'm a bad Jew because I don't quite vibe with it.
Right.
Like, there's a difference in the two of them, and he had that very much I'm a bad Jew, but it's because it doesn't vibe with me. As was explained by his montage to the killer.
Yeah, that was like, also a scene. I was like,
to be a rabbi.
Yeah, that blew my mind. That, like, it gets to the climax, like the final showdown between, like, essentially hero and killer, and it amounts to, like, a prolonged discussion about belief and theology. And again, like, it's completely unique and different than anything you would see in, like, an 80s type slasher movie, but it fit incredibly well, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I think I made a note about it. I was like, oh shit, it's a Jew off.
It really is.
Also, I'm not gonna repeat it because it wasn't, I didn't find it offensive at all in the movie given the context, but for me to simply say it, I can see it being offensive. But when he's talking with Judy and her striking out and not being able to hook up with anybody, and him saying, like, don't worry, there's plenty of ortho insert phrase.
Is it the K word?
No, it's the D word. The D word for ladies who like ladies. Yeah, he calls
the word that starts with the D that rhymes with the K word. Got it.
Yeah. Surprisingly enough, yes. But he refers to them as ortho that, and I'm like, that's amazing.
To wear pants. We're supposed to wear dresses
uh,
or skirts. There's a whole list of Judaic laws that you're supposed to follow.
yeah.
Tattoos are definitely one of them.
Oh yeah.
And her death
As we find out,
my
as we
God.
find out with Judy, which treats us to another prolonged full frontal female nudity scene, as well as a very explicit skinning scene. And holy shit, was it well done.
It was uncomfortable.
It was.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there and I just, like, I liked her.
Oh no, I loved her. I was like, she's like one of the best characters.
Yeah, but next to Adam, she's the second.
Yeah, her
best.
and Adam. I was like, I fucking love these two. Like, they're amazing.
Yeah. Like, I don't think they're doing anything wrong. They shouldn't have tried to hook up with David's girlfriend, but I mean,
yeah.
yeah, they didn't get very far, and micro penis won.
Yeah, the micro penis stands triumphant.
Oh yeah,
as it so often does.
Oh my God, like I just
but
and then are we gonna gloss over the entire scene where PJ Souls is hitting on David?
No, absolutely not. We don't have like I kind of did, but yeah, no, that was like pseudo hitting on, because she plays it off after a point when he like very firmly shuts her down explicitly, and she's like, that's not what I was going for at all. But it's like at the same time I'm like, no, you were totally going for that.
Right.
And he's like, the law forbids because da 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 da, and I was just like, does the law say anything about anal?
And I really don't know. Well, just like
mostly as like not sincerely, but mostly as a joke. It's just like her. If she really was trying to seduce him, she could fire back with that.
I feel like sodomy is.
Yeah, I feel like it probably is not. It's not okay. So the answer is probably yes, but
Adam was correct. There's a whole bunch of shit. You know, there are things that state, you know, depending on how you decide to take it, it can be used towards hate or just what you choose to follow.
Right.
But yeah, it says places that man cannot lie with man, but there is nowhere that says
nowhere it says woman can't be with another woman. Like no, and that was an element of that Leviticus conversation that I was like, like that. I was like, shit, man, that's a completely different angle that I've not heard before. Like, I mean, the easy response is there's basically a lot of shit in Leviticus that is like dumb bullshit. But yeah, that was a cool, like, kind of asterisk, like, loophole that he was like, it doesn't say shit about that. Like, why are you giving her shit for being a lesbian? Like, Leviticus don't say shit about that. But yeah, no, the very awkward dinner scene with PJ Souls. It was so good.
It was awkwardly good. Oh my God. But let's see.
But yeah, no, the movie, like, and kind of to the point of like liking Adam and Judy so much. Yeah, the movie really knows how to build the cast of victims so they're not totally unlikable shitbags. Like, even if they're doing shit that is unlikable or they're unlikable in moments, like, honestly, I didn't like hate anyone in this movie. To the point where I'm just like, oh my God, I can't wait until you get hacked to pieces. I was like, you're going to get hacked to pieces, and you know that'll be fine. But I wasn't like, dude, somebody needs to come in and just like hack this person's head off like right now, because I am so done with them. Like, it's kind of like Lake Placid versus Anaconda, where like there was a lot of unlikable characters, but damn, was it fun to not like them. It was fun watching them be unlikable the whole way through. Like this movie had a lot of that.
Yeah.
And then I also like that they took the care to set things up so that their characters get stuck in a location, and they're legitimately stuck there, and they do have options to leave. They come up with plausible excuses for why they're not taking advantage of it. I like that the movie did that. This is a preface to a conversation that will be gone on at length on Saturday. Just gonna leave that there.
Yeah.
I feel like you already know what I'm talking about, but we're just gonna leave that there for now. I like that this movie addressed that.
Yes.
And maybe I liked it a little bit more because I watched it after another movie. Oh yeah, the scar of David.
Oh, yeah.
That's the mark the killer leaves on his victim. He leaves the scar of David.
Yes, he does. And it is glorious. Oh man. Like it was just hilarious watching him sit there on that chair while she's climbing her way out of that hole in the ground.
Yeah.
Like, or he's just sitting there and he's recognizing.
Oh yeah, because it's like he's just watching her. He's like, yeah, he's doing what he believes he needs to be doing at that point, but he's still planned ahead with the bear trap.
She put that bear trap down. Obviously she did not play enough DVD.
No, yeah. But no, she was a badass, because, I mean, she bit off her own thumb, she stepped in that bear trap, she sat in a hole full of water all naked for several days.
Uh-huh.
And, like, still, like, presumably, like, I didn't, like, they find her, weirdly, they find her, like, up in that attic of that house, like, tied up, and presumably rescue her, but we never see that really play out, like, we never saw, like, there was the, like, at the end, like, we see, like, all of the bodies of most of the people, even if we didn't see them die on camera. I don't remember seeing her body anywhere. So, I don't know, like, the movie gets a little wobbly towards the end, I will say.
Yeah, it does.
Like, it has a great climax, and then it seemed like they didn't really fully know how to end it, so they kind of did a weird, like, kind of montage resolution.
Yeah.
To leave it open for, like, a sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah, because, like, yeah, they didn't, like, because the creepy rabbi, like, he dies.
Mm-hmm.
Adam dies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we see his remains. The lady who loved Micro Dick dies. We see her very naked body again laid out with the scar of David drawn on her. But we don't, unless I missed it, we don't see anything happen to her, like anything definitive happen to her.
No.
She just kind of is missing in the final scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's odd.
Yeah, just a bit. Now that you mention it.
But they did tease us with a sequel. What was the sequel title? They were like, he will return in.
I can't remember.
So it was again another like puntastic title. That was just incredible, and I was like, "Yes, please give it to me. I want this."
I cannot remember at the moment.
Yeah, I can't remember, and I didn't write it down because I'm an idiot.
I was chilling on the couch while I was watching it, so like I forgot to bring over my notebook and everything, and I'm just like, I'm just gonna enjoy this, and I enjoyed the shit out of it.
It was very enjoyable. Yeah,
but
like I loved both of these movies. Yeah. Like, I love both of these movies. Hanukkah is definitely more my movie. Like, my type of movie.
Once I finished it, I'm like, Boone's gonna love this one.
Like,
he's gonna fucking drool over it.
It's campy, it's gory, there's a lot of naked ladies. Like, yeah. There's a lot of familiar faces. Oh, and that's right. I didn't find this one out until the credits rolled. But the random gas station attendant that we see for like a single shot when they reveal that the gas station attendant had been killed, that was Darren Miller from CKY.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I saw his name in the credits, and I'm like, is that the same Darren Miller? And I looked it up, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's him. He just apparently showed up for a night and got some blood poured on him and laid against a building.
Hey, you gotta earn that paycheck.
Yeah. Well, then, I mean, he loves horror. Like, he's married to Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp.
I remember you telling me that about that.
But, like, yeah, he's a huge horror fan. But yeah, this got a lot. Favorite story, favorite poster, sleeper hit, favorite music, favorite special effects, most entertaining.
Yeah. It got kill, story, poster, comfiest movie for me, sleeper hit, music, and entertaining for me.
Yeah.
Like, it got a majority of them.
Yeah, it got the majority.
The Golem was bad.
No, like, I love the Golem, but like again, Hanukkah is like that's my type of flick.
Right.
Like, this is my kind of fucking insanity right now. But yeah, and then for ranking Hanukkah and the Golem, and then our custom category, most Meshuggah, just basically most crazy, and for that also Hanukkah and then the Golem.
Oh, see, the most crazy for me, the Meshuggah was the Golem and then Hanukkah.
Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah, so it was just more of, I feel like my version of crazy. Like, I've seen the slasher stuff before, but
right?
To see Judaic law, represented. So
it was crazy, like how seriously good it was.
Yeah, well, not only that, it's just like how serious, like how crazy that people work like that, for one,
right?
And then also the craziness of this tiny little child blowing people's heads. I don't know, it just freaked me out way more than the Hanukkah killer.
Yeah.
It freaked me out way more than the Hanukkah killer. And
it's definitely more freaky. That's why the Golem got scariest.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it also is craziest for me, because I don't know, maybe it's the tie to the Judaic, scary story to tell in the dark, but like, it was creepy and it was crazy, and that woman was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, the moment that child had, maybe it's just because I lack that motherly intuition,
right?
The moment that child fucking stabbed that woman, I would have snuffed that child. I've been like, no.
It's like, okay, this was a mistake. Bye.
This was a mistake. I take the little paper out of its
mouth. We'll try again tomorrow.
I take the little paper out of its mouth and we'd be good. We'd be golden. Like, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have created it in the first. I just don't mess with shit like that, man. That's how you get the bad jujus. And that was not.
Yeah, no, it's not JEW.
Yeah, that's like why you don't mess with Ouija boards. You don't know, but if there is, I certainly do not want a Captain Howdy in my house.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Which is why you're not allowed to touch the Ouija board that we do have.
So yeah, the Golem had a base score of 39. Hanukkah had 40. It's crazy. We each wound up giving Hanukkah 50 points each. I gave the Golem 15, you gave it 30. And so yeah, the Golem wound up with 84 points to Hanukkah's 140. So you won.
Woo! You still get to pick them.
I still get to pick next. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I should have gave that more thought, considering we're trading like this. Oh fuck. Consider this. Also, I'll put it there because I wanna go into thing so that I can, go to that Google Docs we got.
It's
So I
kind of
can-
cool though, because I have to write the monologue for yours, and you have to write the
Oh
monologue.
yeah,
for
that's
mine.
interesting.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Didn't
I didn't.
mean
I
for it
didn't
to end
consider
up
that at
way,
all. But
like,
yeah.
it's kind of cool.
All right. So scroll around on here randomly. Stop. Why are you like actually stopping? I don't want you to stop. Just want to spin this fucking wheel a few times and then stop there. Oops. All right. Let's see. Actually, that's dumb. I'm just gonna skim through from the top. Well, there's also the consideration that considering we only have to pick 2 movies instead of like 4 people have to pick a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Could come up with like a smaller pool. Hmm. Oh, damn it. What am I in the mood? What I be in the mood for?
Some jalapeno cheddar Cheetos, maybe? That's what I'm in the mood for.
Well, movie theme wise.
We did Killer Animal already.
Well, Killer Snakes.
Well, Killer Snakes, but yeah.
Specifically. We did erotic horror, Killer Snakes, Jewish horror.
Mm-hmm. It's a new year. We could do new tech, so like sci-fi horror.
Sci-fi horror. Yeah, but see, then you've just picked it.
Sorry. I'll shut up now.
You know what? I'm gonna revert to a random ass note that I made about a movie I wanted to rewatch.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with monster hunting as a theme. And I will choose Brotherhood of the Wolf.
I will have to take a look and see what I has, because the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is Troll, and that's just
Troll
not
Hunter.
fair. Yeah, Troll Hunter. That's just not fair. And we both already seen it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got no problem rewatching that movie and talking about it.
Neither do I, but like I kind of would like people involved who have not seen it.
Yeah.
So, AKA, I think Kettle's the only one out of the 4, because we showed it to Fish, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we showed. Yeah, Fish saw it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll take a look, and I should have an answer for you probably before I go to bed tonight.
No.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was good.
All right.
So, our next Spoop show would be the 13th of January.
Presuming, of course,
No natural disaster.
Fucking tornadoes or tropical storms. Like, this is 2 months in a row now. The weather is fucked with us and made us reschedule the Spoop.
Oh my god. But yeah, the 13th, because obviously not the first week of it, because you've got other work duties.
Yeah.
So the 13th.
13, yeah, 13 sounds good.
Okay. Fantastic. So I don't have anything else to say. They were fun movies.
No, I enjoyed both of
This
these.
is a good theme that you
Much like,
pick.
yeah, much like, yeah, no, I was like, shit, man. Like, and again, it's so fucking wild to me that it, like, throughout the entire slasher-filled decade of the 80s, where they were making slasher movies about every single holiday you could come up with, and even into the 90s, they were making slasher movies about every holiday you could come up with. It took until last year for someone to do a Hanukkah-themed slasher film. Christmas-themed slasher films, man, you throw a fucking brick, you'll hit 5 of them.
Yeah.
Some of which we'll be talking about this Saturday.
Yes.
Although not all of them are slasher films.
No.
But yeah, Hanukkah, it took until last year for somebody to be like, oh shit, like maybe this could be a thing. That blows my mind. But I'm so glad.
Really blows my mind anymore.
That kind of does in some small way. That blows my mind that it took like 40 years after the 80s slasher craze.
Yeah.
Somebody finally was like, Hanukkah.
Well,
We've never done a Hanukkah slasher.
Is making another comeback.
It's kind of coming in and out. There's been less, like, I don't know if it's as strong now, but like there was briefly, like, in the 2000s, like, I feel like it was kind of a response to what the 90s slasher became, which was basically a lot of stuff like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer and like those types of like PG-13 slashers.
Right.
Like there was a revolt against that where it was like, no, take it back to the 80s, classic 80s slasher horror, and we got stuff like Hatchet and other stuff, which is cool. And like, yeah, there seems to be like still a few that come out every once in a while. Yeah, I'm glad Hanukkah was one of them because it's very good.
It was so good.
But yeah, I guess that'll do it.
That'll be that's all, folks.
We almost did.
I didn't mean for it to be that.
We almost did. We almost got through an entire show about like a topic that could have been a little sensitive and accidentally offensive, and then you gotta offend the peoples that have stutters right at the end.
Listen, no. You want to know what's offensive is that people who have stutters have to say, "I have a stutter." It's a word that gives you.
Yeah, the word
stutter.
itself, the definition of the condition itself is like
rude.
Incredibly cruel. Yeah.
Well, it is. It really
also,
is.
it was a reference to Porky Pig. Get mad at the people who invented Porky Pig.
That's true.
Also, Porky Pig is the prominent representation of a character with a stutter in pop culture. And that's pretty cool.
That's really true. You know who I miss now? Joe and his lisp. Like from the older times. I love lisp. They're so, I don't know why, but I like the noise of a lisp. It's a snake. That's why. There we go.
Oh, yeah,
figured it out.
Sure.
I like snakes. Yep. So.
But yeah.
So, are you gonna play stuff after this? Because
I don't know.
I'm dead. Today was kind of a long day.
Yeah. Yesterday was a long day too.
Yeah,
even though it was a lot of nothing, just sitting in the dark, but still.
I wanna chill and eat a healthy serving of jalapeno Cheetos.
Yeah.
And chill out.
Yeah, I think I'll just call it here because again, it's an off night. I'm planning on playing anything. You have a lot of people
to choose from to raid.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Although Bainreeker's wife is streaming again, I think that would be
I see, yeah. I was in there a little bit on Saturday. Yeah, I'll raid right over there.
Mhm.
So yeah, we're gonna be rating the channel. Is Banereeker. Banereeker was a very cool streamer who regrettably passed away recently, and his wife has Raven has taken kind of taken over the channel to like continue his legacy and everything like that, and have a place for all the people that enjoyed him to keep coming back to and have a good time. And she's playing Alien Isolation. Apparently she's very good at getting lost in this game, which is understandable because I remember when I played it, I got lost several times. So let's go say
challenged and I got lost a lot.
Yeah. Let's go give them some love. Give her some love. And I'll see everybody tomorrow's for horror game shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for hanging out and doing all this stuff while we talk about some crazy horror movies. This is fun. And I'll see everybody later. Have a good night.
Still on.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to count down. Okay, now we're going.